OMC Cobra 5.7 GM motor. This is an ATK Longblock. We put the engine in, no problems with the engine. We put some new exhaust manifolds and all the related stuff. We also put some Lucas oil treatment break-in content so we can run it in. We've already run it in a little bit, but we had some water pump problems on the back of that drive. That's an OMC Cobra drive. And they're kind of bad about the water pumps. This boat has through-hole exhaust on the left and right sponsons. But right now we're doing a test to see if we resolve the problem. There's our water pump, that housing there, 3 bolts. We've got the little hose off on it because we want to see with this drive unit just in the water that deep, we want to make sure at that orange line doesn't have to be underwater for this thing to pump water. Now these pumps, they like to, you know, they got to catch their prime a little bit. So you want to start the motor and you give it just a little bit of gas and let that pump prime up, and we're going to do that, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. But if it doesn't prime up, like if your motor is overheating when you're running and you've already serviced everything and you're certain the water pump is good and you're running the boat, well, that orange line there will be out of the water. The water will be skipping it and could be sucking air, causing your engine to overheat, at which case you got to separate that upper and lower. And in this one's case, we resealed the lower unit, replaced all the seals in the water pump housing cavities and all that to get it to seal up so it wouldn't suck air at that parting seam. So this is going to be our test. So Joseph's going to start the engine in a minute, and we're going to watch it idle just for a second, and it probably is not going to pump water. Then he's going to give it a little gas, and we're going to see some water come out of that little area right there at those 3 bolts. And once that water comes out, we're going to watch how it fills the motor up and then it starts coming out of the exhaust. Go ahead, Joseph, fire it up. All right, so it's not pumping. So give it a little gas. And there it goes. You saw it? Okay, idle. Now once you get it primed, you can kick it back to idle and it works fine. But those water pumps are just not very good and they struggle catching their primes. But after you get it primed up with just a few engine RPMs, it'll maintain its prime so long as all the seals are good and what have you. Now we can see, I'll back off, we got water coming out of the exhaust on both sides. So we know now we can put that little hose back on. That hose sprays water on the exhaust inside the drive. It keeps it nice and cool in there to help not overheat inside the drive. So we're gonna reattach that hose. Joseph, we're gonna reattach that hose now. I didn't have to tell him. Okay, now we're ready to load test it. Now we want to make sure that we've got water coming out of the exhaust when we load test it. We want to make sure the pump isn't cavitating and everything else. Now we've got Kenneth Walker there. That's Joseph Alfaro, fine man. And there's Kenneth Walker, my son, over there on the tractor. Kenneth Walker, let's come back a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and submerge it just because we're going to move some. That's good. We're going to move some. We're going to keep our eye on the exhaust water. Now, it doesn't look like showing up that well in the video, but it's really bright out here and I've got sunglasses on. When I look at the boat, it looks like it's pumping really well. So, Joseph, let's put it in gear, please. That's a neutral interrupt switch, is working. Now we're in gear, we're churning some water. Right, now we want to make sure the water pump is still pumping. It looks like it's still pumping, but that slows the engine RPMs down. So right now, I'm looking to see if we're going to lose water pressure at this low speed. If we do, I'm just going to idle the engine up just a hair, maybe 50 to 100 RPMs, somewhere in between there. But it looks like it's maintaining now that it's got its prime. It's pumping water like it should. Let's go ahead and give it some gas, please. Now we're moving a lot more water. So we know the water pump is really doing well. Looks really good. There's a lot of water coming out of that exhaust. And that's exactly what we want to see. Now we got a boat strap on this side in the way, but the other side over there, I mean, it's really, really, you know, flowing well. And he's going to be watching the temperature and the oil pressure. The temperature, good. We got a brand new 160 degree thermostat in this. We're moving a lot of water. Trim it down a little bit. get a little more water back in the tank. There we go. Now give it a little more gas. There we go. That sounds like about 2,500 RPMs maybe. Still moving a good amount of water. That's what we want to see. Now we've got some grass in this tank from all these dead weeds. We might clog up that intake. We don't want to do that. So we're gonna test this pretty quick. A little bit more. There we go. Look at all the water coming out of that thing. That's awesome. And that's all the throttle she's got. Okay, we're back to idle. Now she's loaded up a little bit. She's got a Holly carburetor, so it can run a little rich if you just chop the throttle like that. It's gonna stabilize in a minute. Hey Joseph! Joseph, did you hear any detonation, any spark knock? Didn't hear anything? So the temperature on the gauge, what does it say? 160. That's good because we got a 160 thermostat, a brand new one. He's gonna take that laser and look at the risers. Right now they're gonna be hotter than anything because we just got off of it. We got the metals hot and we're not pumping as much water at these low speeds. 150 on both risers. Now that's good. That's really good. So they're nice and equal. That's what we want. Joseph, let's test reverse to make sure reversed is okay. OMC Cobra, shift interrupt switch. Boat's been sitting about 4 years. The cable could be sticking. Back in neutral, please. It's in reverse. It just got a sticky cable. That's that silly OMC dual micro switch shift interrupt cable. Probably just, it might need a new lower shift cable, but a little use on it might cure it up. There it goes. So what did you do to make it do that? So he just piddled with it a little bit. So just a little finicky, right? Joseph, let's give it a little bit of gas. A little bit. Make sure reverse. We want forward to work, but we want reverse to work too. A little more. That's good. Okay, neutral. That's gonna hit the shift interrupt switch. Good. Got some bees or something. Looks, he's swatting at bees or something. Is there bees up there? Yeah. How's your temperature now? 155. That's good. So it comes down a little bit when it's idling. We're still pumping plenty of good water. Put it in neutral for me and give it about 1,000 RPMs. Put it in neutral and bring it up just a little. The tack is not working on this boat, so I'm guessing. Now we're gonna pump a little extra water. It takes a minute, right, to fill all that up, and then you see the extra water start coming out. So we know the water pump is doing a really good job right now, and that our seals are doing well inside that lower unit. So I'm pretty happy with this. We're gonna give this an okay. We're gonna clean it up. We're gonna put the engine cover back on it and put the cover back on the drive. We're gonna clean any debris we might have on the pickup screens, and we're gonna release it to the customer. Tell him to break it in a little bit, keep his eye on everything, and let us know if he has any problems. And ATK gives a really good warranty, and we're really happy with these. We've done 2 of these in the last 30 days. They seem to work out really well. So really happy with the ATK engines from Summit. And this old girl, this OMC Cobra, looks like she's gonna make it to see quite a few more years. On a note, the reason this was replaced is because it wasn't winterized and the engine block and manifolds were cracked. So she would have still been kicking and needed the water pump work if she would have been winterized. But hey, lesson learned, winterize your boat, take care of them, They're expensive, and keep them serviced. God bless you all. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps some of you.